Everybody, I hope you got through your day feeling motivated, encouraged, optimistic, enthusiastic, inspired, empowered, positive, and love from above. Another day, another way. Feeling way about yourself. You need to reevaluate your circumstances. Understand where you're at in life and make a change. You literally, utterly, without a doubt, have a choice to make a change. This week is the week of faith. You know, the very first scripture that I read in scripture, I wasn't a man of faith. I believed in something, didn't know what to believe in. My mother sent me a Bible. I was in a situation that she thought I may have needed it. So I embraced it. To me, it was a book to be read. And they say you get a lot of knowledge and understanding from the Bible. Some people use it as an acronym, BIBLE, basic instructions before leaving earth, right? So the very first scripture that I read was 2 Timothy 1:7. It said, God didn't give the spirit of being timid. He gave us the spirit of power, love, and self-discipline. Now, when I read that, it provoked my spirit, what some people call at the time your conscience, your intuition, your whatever you want to call it. I call it my spirit now. Back then, I just called it my double-mindedness, my conscience, right? So it invoked me. It was like a thunderbolt just hit my mind. Oh, power, huh? Love, didn't know too much about that. Discipline. I was disciplined enough to know how much power I could reign on the world around me, right? So I understood that and ran with it. Well, unfortunately, it didn't work out too well. It worked out to my benefit, but didn't work out in the long run because I took it in a negative manner. I didn't use it positively. So I continued reading Proverbs. Proverbs are said to be the words of the wisest king that ever lived, King Solomon. A lot of you know who he is. A lot of you heard about him. A lot of you read about him. A lot of you have no clue who he is, right? Look him up. If he's considered to be the wisest king, you kings out there, men and women alike, but you kings out there especially, look it up, learn from it. It's practical as well as spiritual. It gives you guidance, business life, family, education, anything you want, it'll give it to you. Just read it, understand it for what it is. To simplify it for you, read the NIV version. Sometimes it's a little bit more complicated for the King James version, right? Now, you don't have to be religious. You don't have to be some holy rolling enthusiast. You don't have to be some theologian, a person of religious study. You just got to understand things for what they are and read them, understand them, run with them, and see if they work. Trial and error. There's nothing wrong with just finding out if it actually works, right? So in this world, we're coming to the haves and the have-nots. And the haves are going to have more. The have-nots are going to have less. So it's up to you as a person, us, to understand what we have to do to move forward. Faith. You got to have faith in something. A man who works without faith is dead. But your faith without works is dead as well. So how do you move forward? What do you have to do to get things done? You just have to do it. You just have to go. You just have to push and keep pushing, no matter the circumstance. It's late, like I worked out tonight, 12 o'clock to 12:45. That's not for everybody. Not everybody's willing. They like to say, I'm not capable of doing that. I can't do that. No, you can. You just chose to say, I can't. You chose not to do it. You chose to make the decision to say, that's not part of my capacity. I'm not able to do certain things like you do them. You might not be able to go at the pace I go. You might not be able to do as much as I do, as many reps as I do right now. But I can is not a man and woman's vocabulary. We can do whatever we want to do. We just got to be willing to do it. And then you overcome your obstacles and you move forward to that I can mindset because now you realize what you can do. That's just like life. That's just like the circumstances, the situations, the ideas, thoughts, measures, processes that you go through, right? So, as I went on in life, I start figuring things out. I start realizing no one was ever telling me I couldn't do something. No, let's understand that clearly. No one ever told me I couldn't do anything, but no one ever told me I could neither. So I made a decision. I reached out to certain people in Philadelphia, Mayor's Office, Community Service, Job Corps. For whatever reasons, they told me no. I know the reasons, but we'll get more in depth in that later. They told me, no, I'm sorry, we have nothing to do. We can't help you. There goes that word, I can't. They could have. They just chose not to because they made a judgmental call, which was, in my opinion, a mistake on their behalf because, I am who I am. God gave me something and I'm going to go with it. Now, it's up to you to make that choice to be like the Krakatoa Island. Well, technically, it's the Krakatoa volcano. Start from the bottom. Work your way up. There's levels to this game. There's levels to life. Work your way up till you reach the pinnacle of who you're meant to be. Then you go above and beyond the pinnacle of who you thought you were going to be and explode. Burst into the world. Go into the world and let the world know who you are so we can do it together. I believe that we're all meant to be a network. Iron sharpens iron, each one teach one. We're meant to work shoulder, elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder. We're helped to incline one another. We're meant to incline one another on a level like no other. We're here to help each other understand what we're meant to do, how we're meant to do it, where we're meant to do it, why we're meant to do it, with whom we're meant to do it with, if anyone. But there are a lot of those that refuse to do that because they make judgment on people. That's their loss and their flaw. But the fact still remains, you have to take your gift, whatever it is. I'm not able to tell you what your gift is. But what we can do, we can find out what you love to do, what you're passionate about, what gives you that unquenchable desire, what helps you wake up in the morning, what helps you get through your day. Not the things that you dislike, that you have a distaste for, the things that get you going, that say, yeah, I want to do that. And even if that's not where you're at in the end game and you just found another route because it intrigued you in a different way, you're meant to do things on the levels you're meant to do things on. You're not meant to do what I'm meant to do. I'm not meant to do what you're meant to do. We are people of many calibers, right? We have different strengths, different weaknesses. Take your strengths, make them your power. Take your weaknesses, make them your strengths. You are powerful beyond measure, as we all are. We all have different tasks in life. God blessed us with something. We're meant to move forward and incorporate that gift into our life on an abundant scale, not moderate, not low, on an abundant scale. And it is getting hard. It does get hard. It is not easy because there's a lot of things that you don't know about your gift that you have to train yourself in, whether it be mentally or physically or spiritually. You know, we're only strong as our weakest link physically, mentally, and spiritually inside ourselves. Incline yourself on all levels. And then when you think you're there, which you're never really going to be, keep going, keep moving forward. You know, at the end of the day, if you don't make the choice to make a change, no one's going to do it for you. And people are going to down you, talk bad to you, talk trash to you, let you know it's not worth it, tell you you can't do it, tell you that it's not in your path. But if you have a gut instinct that you are meant to do it, look at, what is it, the Hiltons, the great-grandfather of the Hiltons. Look at Thomas Edison. There's a guy named Edward Barnes that Thomas Edison was a partner with that a lot of people don't know about, that it took him 5 years to become a partner of Edison because he was adamant. He didn't give up. No matter what, he knew he was going to be a partner of Thomas Edison. He strived, he pushed, he went forward no matter what anyone told him or what they might have thought, right? So you were put on this earth for a reason. You made a choice to make a change. Now do it through faith. What comes next? We'll talk about that next week. But do everything you got to do with faith. Complete and utter faith. God told me literally, why did you doubt? Don't doubt. Wow, okay? Don't doubt. His disciples even doubt. Jesus' disciples even doubted. And they had the Son of the living God next to them. So know who you are and where you come from. And when times get hard, remember why you started in the first place. Eric Thomas says, what's your why? C.T. Fletcher says, you got to be magnificently obsessed. Look up Jim Rohn, Ziegler. Tony Robbins said, you got to burn your bridges. You know what I mean? Burn what's behind you. Burn your boats is the terms he literally uses. Forget what's behind you, so you know you have nothing to go back to or run towards what's in front of you. Scripture tells you, take your vision, write it down, lay it plain upon tables. Look at it in the morning, look at it every day and night so you can run towards it. Never give up on who you are. Your gift will make a way for you. That's what's inherent, right? So do you see a man's skill, your skill set? Instruction and practice, continued instruction and practice. Do you see a man skilled in all his ways? It will bring him before kings and not obscure men. Know who you are and what you're meant to do, and I promise you, we will build you on a level like no other. I want to help you. I want to create leaders that create leaders. I want to make you a leader that create more leaders. I want us to build leaders on a level like no other. So if there's anyone out there that's willing to incorporate my ideas, my ways, my lifestyle into another generation, another 2, 3, 4, 5 generations to come on a level like no other. If anybody's out there hearing my words and hearing my passion, my drive, my understanding, my knowledge, my wisdom, my instruction, I'm a life student. I'm still learning, but I am going to build kings and queens because they both need us in the generations to come. The generations of old need us because they're losing their way as well, because they have nobody to pass the knowledge to. If anybody's with me, this is a call to action to anyone and everyone far and near. Listen to my words. We're meant for greater things in life, nothing less. If you feel me and understand what I'm saying, reach out. Each one teach one. Let's guide new generations to come. Let's pick up the old generations that were here, that are still here. They need to pass that knowledge and help them carry it forward. Understand your worth in this world. I don't care how old you are, where you're from, what you do, how you do it, where you do it, with whom you do it with, why you do it. It doesn't matter as long as you're willing to do it. And understand that the possibilities in life are continually, utterly endless without a doubt. That you're powerful beyond measure. That we have a skill that's inside us, that's meant to be pushed out into the world and not held in. Don't worry about the naysayers. Don't worry about what people think. Do not place value on the opinions of others. Follow your instincts, your gut, your spirit, your intuition. My spirit is what I call it. And trust me, it will guide you well. So why don't we come together, work together, do what we have to do to push each other to the next level, no matter what it takes. We'll find the resources, we'll find the places, we'll find the things, the ideas, thoughts, measures, processes, the progress that will help us succeed on levels like no other. Everybody have a great night. Remember, this is the week of faith. You're only as strong as your weakest link inside yourself. Nobody can stop you. If you stand behind me, you get behind me. But don't stand in my way. God bless you. To God be the glory. And remember, this is the week of faith. Understand what your faith is. Understand who you are. Understand what you can bring into the world. Because we are meant to do things on a whole nother level in life. The time is now. I don't care what the situation is. GPT 360, baby. God bless. Blessings. I'm out.